Welcome, everybody, to Funeral Nation episode 38. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. You can see that I am back in my normal habitat. Jeff, where the heck are you?
I'm having a tough time here doing a beach defense in Aruba. So you can see behind me, everything's calm. It's all good here.
It's all good. Well, Jeff, the Funeral Nation web show is brought to us by our title sponsor, Fast Funding Group, and that is made up of C&J Financial, American Funeral Financial, and the Funeral Funding Center. Those companies can be found at cjf.com, americanfuneralfinancial.com, and fastfundingcenter.com. So thank you to the Fast Funding Group for being huge fans and supporters of the Funeral Nation show.
I have to tell you, we use them in our funeral homes. And again, I've said this along, and I'm going to stay on this same deal, that if you're a funeral home and you're trying to collect the money yourself with life insurance companies, you're not doing yourself any favors on your cash flow and receivables. Get those guys to do the work and get your money paid up front. I wholly endorse them personally.
It's fantastic. Jeff, we really have just two things today. Mm-hmm. Number one is the show doesn't stop, right? You're in Aruba. I was in Hilton Head last week. We keep the party going, but we've got part two of, our one-on-one conversation just about where we see the profession, how we got started with this show, the crazy ride it's been over the last 38 weeks in a row we've delivered this program. But we also have an announcement of a brand new company launching in the funeral profession that is a sponsor of this show. So you want to tell us who that is, or should we just roll this promo?
Roll the promo and we'll chat about it.
Funeral Nation is sponsored by Sitch Casket, importers of premium hardwood and fine metal caskets created exclusively for the North American marketplace. Is it a Sitch casket or one of the top U.S. brands? Only your accountant can tell the difference. Visit SitchCasket.com or contact your Sitch distributor.
I'm psyched to have these guys on the show, man. What about you?
I am, and it's not just a show. We'll have the owner with us soon. I think they probably ran the most clever ad campaign introducing I've seen in some time for our industry. And frankly, from what I know about caskets, what I know about casket companies, what I know about this business as an owner, these guys are going to make an impact. And I think this is the beginning of some serious changes in the way our manufacturers from casket operate out here.
It's pretty fantastic. I know there was a ton of buzz socially about these guys. They ran the ad campaign under rethinkyourcaskets.com. And now they've rolled out after building up the momentum as Sitch Caskets, and it's pretty fantastic to have them on the show. So we greatly appreciate that. And Jeff, I'm excited for our followers to hear part two of our dialogue, because this was not a show that you and I just dreamed up overnight. There was a lot of conversation and plotting that went into making this thing happen. So it's been an honor, brother, to be able to do this with you. And we are making an extreme difference in the profession with just the conversation and things that we're bringing to the table.
Yeah, in the coming weeks, we're going to have some people on our show that are titans in the industry, shall we say, that have done tremendous research. We have a CEO of a company coming on soon when we get back. And we continue to bring really great content, interesting thoughts and different perspectives than you typically get out here just with the regular things of the old grind. So I'm excited, and I consider us blessed.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, man. Well, I can't wait to see you back in an office somewhere. I'm a little jealous since I'm back to the grind here, but I appreciate you. And Funeral Nation, make sure you continue to stay on for the next few minutes and kind of watch part two of Jeff and I's dialogue of why we're doing what we're doing. So I appreciate it, brother.
All right, I'm out here in the Caribbean taking care of the beach.
We'll see you.
See you, buddy.
You can't predict the future, however, you can protect your business and the families you're serving. Funeral DNA ID kits that collect and preserve DNA during the cremation and burial process. swab, spot, seal, legacy preserved. For more information, please visit funeraldnaid.com.
It's a teamwork.
It
right?
is.
And it does a great job. And I'm always amazed at the quality of the conversation and what we're doing. It's fun to get people to laugh. And we got some people that don't like us, too.
That's right. We got a lot of haters. And we love our haters because our haters help spread our message further. You know, when people hate on us and they engage and they comment, it really helps spread the brand. So we appreciate our haters. And we've taken a lot of haters and turned them into lovers, I think. People that have gone from X to Y really quickly.
Right. Well, it's sort of like a mosquito bite. It hurts at first, but after a while you scratch it and it kind of feels good. It's not that bad.
That's right.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea, man.
I know. That's a mile a minute.
So as we continue this, what is I'll ask you a question. You can fire one at me. But what has been the biggest surprise to you in the 36 weeks that we've not missed a week either? 36 continuous weeks that we've done the show.
I think the biggest surprise has been the overall positive response that we have, and the people who, when we talk and have good content as usual, respond to us. And I'm frankly shocked that it went as fast as it did in a meteoric rise. That's a big word for me, meteoric. That means going up.
It's huge.
Right,
I mean, I think last year in FDA, we were 3 episodes in.
Right.
And I remember being on the floor, and we both looked at each other like, this is really making an impact that we didn't expect in 3 weeks of doing a show. I mean, it was unreal. And then I have Mrs. Christine Peppers say that was the buzz.
That's right. We love you, Christine, too. Thank you. We'll be back in Philadelphia. So I have a question for you. Where do you see us going from here?
I see this continuing to explode, right? We're only reaching 18 to 20,000 people a week, and there's 100,000 plus funeral directors in the U.S. I don't know how many in the world, but we're reaching 75 countries. So I continue to see this explode in just traffic and viewership. But I see us really changing the way that funeral directors, one, get highlighted and positive stories come out in the funeral profession, and two, we take a really deep look at companies doing innovative things and partnerships. And what we're doing here at TFDA, where they have us come down, and thank you TFA for sponsoring us to come down, paying for us to be here, giving us the booth space to do live video and really show what happens at a big state show like this. I see that happening more and more. I see us, I envision at some point in 2017 or 18, we are the feature keynote, but we're not giving a presentation. We're doing on stage live a Funeral Nation show where we have a guest, we do Q&A with the audience. Maybe we give away a lot of rum, and you drink your rum, you smoke your cigar. We do our thing.
I think that's a brilliant dream.
Live on stage. I think that will happen in the next 12 to 16, 18 months.
I do too. I think we'll have a live show, and we've talked about doing some really cool stuff with that.
That's right.
But I also am excited because we're getting people who are new in the industry, as far as products or ideas, that they're coming to us first.
That's right.
One of my goals, I think, in this year that I want to do too, Ryan, is I want to get overseas. I want to get across the pond. I want to try to get over in different areas of the world that we can have folks come in and share with us what they do and how they do it.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the things that I think when we started this, we really looked at just the U.S., and we've really found that there is this global funeral director community where our content is relevant in the UK and in Australia and New Zealand and all these different places in China where we have viewers on a weekly basis. We had 75 different countries every single week where people would download and watch this and listen to it now too. One of the things we haven't announced, we put it in 35 in the scrolling ticker under our videos. We have a podcast. Every episode is uploaded the next day as a podcast on iTunes that can be downloaded for free. So we've got a lot of viewers already that are downloading just the audio of the show and listening to it. So, I mean, this is a global community, and in church we talk about the big C, the church that's worldwide.
I feel like the funeral profession holds that same type of audience, and I think a lot of times we think very small about just our own country, but we're reaching people all over the world and making a difference.
I agree with you. And the folks that are here in our profession, Jeff, I'm happy about, because even though the folks that may not always agree, we all have a fundamental understanding that we want to provide service. This is a service to our industry. It's a service for our profession. And our job is to provide you information so that you guys can make great decisions out there.
That's right. Well, I got to say, man, I appreciate this partnership, Funeral Nation. I mean, when you go into something like this, it's kind of like a marriage. And we seem to be aligned very well in our vision, what we want to achieve. I think our personalities mesh extremely well together. So I appreciate you and the demographic that you're in, and bringing that to what we're doing with this show, because I think that it's highly valuable.
Is that old people?
Well, I more.
Now looking at him, he's stammering. Oh, he's trying to back up on that. I represent the demographic of
more
really
wisdom.
Old people.
You bring more wisdom.
Wisdom, is that what it is?
You bring
Okay,
more
well, I'll
wisdom.
take wisdom. He dug himself out of a hole, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the same way we are aligned. It's interesting that just looking at us, which I think is fascinating, it looks like it's a big contrast. However, when folks meet us and talk with us and get to know us personally, we're very much aligned.
That's right.
Right? But I think it's funny, because that's what's the attractiveness from the show too. Because of course you're a stoner, right? And
That's
I'm
right.
a mob boss. Or no,
You're just a
you're
drunkard.
a stoner, I'm a drunk.
That's right.
You're a drug dealer, and I'm a mob boss.
That's right. That's right.
Gosh, I'm glad they got that one right. But the point being is that it's contrast, it's fun, and I think we got a lot of good stuff ahead of us.
That's right.
What we want you guys to do is keep watching, share your comments, content. Hey, if you don't like us, send me a note. I promise that I'll respond to you.
That's right. So we appreciate you, FNers, and we really are building a Funeral Nation here and a following.
That's it.
It's been great fun. It's just getting started.
That's it. Out here.
This FN segment was brought to you by Memory Care, powered by AP Laser. Memory Care is a life story etched forever. For more information, visit aplaser.com.